Hello, I'm BrigantiaBlackbird of BlackbirdsBrew. Happy Sunday and welcome back to our series, The Havamal. This week we're looking at verse 30 and we're going to examine 3 different translations. The first reads, "Let no man be held as a laughingstock, though he may come as a guest for a meal. Wise enough seem many when they sit dry-skinned and are not put to proof." Olive Bray. Second translation. "A man among friends should not mock another. Many believe the man who is not questioned know much, and so he escapes their scorn." W.H. Auden and P.B. Taylor. And now for our last translation. "In mockery no one a man should hold, for he fears to the fest. Wise seems one oft, if not he is asked, and safely he sits dry-skinned." And that came from the asatruecommunity.org. So, idiocy. It is often disguised when no one is asking the idiot to defend their position or examines what they have to say too closely. We see this all the time. Some people in our society are not to be questioned or challenged under any circumstances, and anyone who does is absolutely vilified. Now, this vilification does not answer the original argument or refute anything that was said. It's just an attempt at a power play, and it's a fairly transparent one at that. The ultimate goal of it is to silence one's opposition into submission, trying to use public shaming in order to get them to be quiet. There are a lot of detriments to people who go this way, but I want to draw attention to the fact that one of the worst detriments, I think, is that it prevents stupidity from being corrected, and that has ongoing and sometimes long-lasting consequences, because anyone who's actually fooled by the nonsense will continue to carry on under that false premise until their illusion finally shatters, and the longer this goes on, the worse that realization usually is. So it doesn't benefit anyone. It doesn't help the person being vilified. It doesn't help anyone who's taken in by the nonsense, and it doesn't help the fool themselves, because they are not being given a reality check that they do desperately need. Second thing is that people who speak up about problems are easily mocked. After all, no one is perfect. We all misspeak. I don't think anyone presents themselves perfectly all the time, and if anyone did, oh my, that would really send my alarm bells going. And the thing of it is that if you are the person who's speaking up about something, especially if it's going against the grain, even if all the facts and reason and logic are on your side, that doesn't mean that your antagonists are going to treat you fairly, especially if it means that they would lose power, influence, or just stature in the eyes of others if they were to admit that you had a point. So standing up for your beliefs will come with bumps and bruises. Sometimes they will be psychological, and other times they may be literal bumps and bruises, depending on the cultural and political climate. What adds to the challenge of persevering is that there are always well-intentioned people who will encourage a person to pipe down, let things go, keep the peace, and they may consider the person who's speaking up to be foolish or overly dramatic. And naturally, you should be sure of your ground before speaking up and making a serious challenge to the status quo. But this verse is not about encouraging us to keep quiet when we know we should speak. Rather, it is a censure on those who don't support their friends when they're in the right and who elevate fools because doing so doesn't rock the boat. So it is a bit of a reflection upon them. But let me know what you got out of this particular verse. Tell me about it in the comment section, or come on to Gilded, our new server, and tell us all about your thoughts there. We'd be very welcome to have you, and the link to join is in the description box below. But that'll do it for this one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!